Howdy folks, welcome back to Space Engineers 2. That tree spawns in every time I load, and then it crumbles. So that's interesting. I'm almost embarrassed to show you the ship, but we'll get to that. You go in, no, I gotta hit map. You have to turn these off every single time. It's a pain in the butt, but it's an alpha, it's a vertical slice. That's the way things are. There we go. Alright, so I do have, actually let me go back here. I do have, alright, I don't need that one. I can turn that one off. I need to turn this one on. New base. That's what this video is about. I have finished the ship as far as making it flyable. It's a monstrosity. It's an embarrassment. And speaking of alpha, the game crashed again. I'll be right back. Yeah, alphas are fun. Let's try this again. I forgot it does that. When I fire it up, it'll crash, and then I usually fire it up again and it's fine. So we'll see if that trend continues. But anyway, yeah, there's the tree falling down. And you go turn all these stupid things off again. Actually, I can turn that one off. Get that. Turn that off. Turn that off. Turn that on. Actually, let's turn that one off, and we'll turn Ice Mountain back on. That will all become clear here in a bit, hopefully, if the game keeps running. Alright, anyway, like I was saying, I've got this monstrosity here. I started building it, and I think I started too small. It needs to be a bigger ship, and then it just kind of, yeah, I nicknamed it the Tortoise, because it's ugly. But anywho, what I've done is I took this ship over, I redid the engines because it wouldn't fly when it's full of stuff. I put a drill in the front. I got a bunch of ice over there at Ice Mountain, 62 kilometers that way. So I don't know for sure which direction is closer, but it's 60 kilometers to another biome. It's all desert, all the way. Anywho, I found an ice mountain. I got a bunch of ice. I brought it back. Ended up bringing back, I think, about 12 tons of ice altogether. I got 4 tons in here, and then the O2H2s turned it into hydrogen. And then I put some more ice in the base. The base has now got some hydrogen in it, so the plan is to bring the ship over to that and fill it up. And then we're going to try to go to the Ice Mountain / new base location in this thing. Let's give it a whirl. So I think if I turn parking off, should be good to go. I've got enough thrust. If I hit park, should fill us up. How much hydrogen are we going to get? 75%. Is that going to be enough to make it over there? I have no idea. Let's find out. Whee! All right, let's swing around. Turn off the front engines so I can keep going, and then that should be Ice Mountain. And I don't have my ore detector on here. Ore detector. Toggle enabled. Save. Yes, thank you. Turn that off. There we go. Whee! Alright, we're down to 71% fuel already. That's not great. And we got a storm of some kind. Let's get some altitude. My luck, I'm going to crash right into a mountain. Atmospheric thruster warning. I don't even have atmospheric thrusters. I guess it just shows it automatically. Alright, let's get back down to 0 degrees. We definitely have enough power. We can go, that's for sure. It doesn't use very much hydrogen when we're just cruising. So I'm hoping that means we're going to be able to make it. But yeah, maybe I just went the wrong direction. If I went the other opposite direction, it might be a lot closer, but it's literally like 60 miles of desert, or 60 kilometers of desert. So it took a little while to get over here. It's not too bad. It's like a 2 or 3 minute flight once you get up to speed, since we can go so much faster now in Space Engineers 2. Rotate this direction. So the plan is get over here and start building a base. And I may build some kind of, I don't know if I can, I don't think a rover can get over there. Rovers are pretty much out unless we get on a planet that's way less rough than this one. You know what I mean? I like the idea of rovers. If you've watched any of my Space Engineers 1 series, I'm a big fan of rovers. But they're just not very viable in Space Engineers 2, the way the planets are. Maybe when the wheels get a little better. But anyway, I'll probably make some kind of little mining ship. Alternatively, I could try flying back with my jetpack, but that would take a long time to get the other little drill ship that I made. That little tiny drill ship, it doesn't really take much to make one of those, so I will probably just make another one. We're over halfway there. About 4 kilometers up. Oh, I can't remember if that's ground altitude. Possibly. Anyway, as you can see, it's still barren down there. There is a little bit of ice here closer. I think that's ice down there. But I wanted to get over to not desert, like more of the temperate biome. So I kept going and I found it up here. And there's a nice little spot where there was a little outpost. And I think I'll grind down the outpost and I'll use those pieces for, or not outpost, it was some kind of POI. I'll use that to start making my new base. Unfortunately, it looks like it's going to be dark. I might have to use the debug menu again to set it to daytime. So as far as I know, we can't sleep through the night yet. But anyway, there's Ice Mountain. And I think right over here. That's where that outpost was. Go ahead and go to new base. We'll turn that one on. Yeah, it's right over here. It's not very far from the Ice Mountain. And as soon as I kick these front thrusters on, boom, we lose. I don't need this many thrusters. I didn't have any really idea how many thrusters I needed, so I went kind of too big. Let's see, is it C to go down? Yeah, C to go down. There we go. All right, 450 meters down. Unfortunately, it's dark. Zoomed out a bit here so I can kind of see what's going on. Let me just use my... This is dangerous. I put some lights on here, but they're not the best. So I got about 40% fuel, so that's good. You can kind of see the landing pad there. I want to see if I can get landed here. There's no docking thing to latch onto. It's just a landing pad. But I think I'm going to build my base down below, but you can't really see anything right now. So let me get landed, and we'll get it daytime. And I can show you what I'm thinking about. Looks like I don't have those on auto lock, so we'll just hit P for parking. And then I think we're down. Yeah, we got one locked on. All right, excellent. Here we go. There's a little POI here. I ground down the antenna. There's a few things we can grind up. And down there is where I want to build my base. It's really pretty. We just need to make it daylight. So let me get in the debug menu and I'll make it daylight. I'll be right back. And there we go. With the power of editing and Control F12 is what I've got it set to the debug menu. It's coming up on sunrise. Hooray! So yeah, this is what I want to turn into a new base. I want to get established down there somewhere. We've got a bunch of ice all over that mountain. So let me grab a few parts. I don't think I really brought much with me because I wasn't sure how well this thing was going to fly. Yeah, it's literally empty. What I can do is I can take it up the mountain and fill it full of hydrogen, and I can go back and get all the stuff from the other base. I'm gonna start getting a little bit at least laid out. So we got a bunch of, oops, got a bunch of steel plate here we can grab. And then I'm going to rebuild that ship. It's butt ugly. Functional. I'm just not great at building good looking ships. Alright, does this thing have any solar panels or anything? I want to get a base set up with at least like a survival kit and some power. I'm not sure this has much. It's got some glass here. We could, that can be used for solar panels. For sure it's solar panels and electronic parts. Or sorry, it's glass and electronic parts for solar panels. Some construction components. Here's just steel plate. I don't think there's very much in here other than steel plate. We'll grab some of this glass though. Heavy duty plate. I might have to do some prospecting. Yeah, you're just steel plate. What are you? You're steel tube. Alright, we'll take that. Save me building some steel tube. I might end up even making a little grinding ship at some point and just grind this whole thing down. Scrap it for parts. There we go. Alright, let's go down to the surface here. Yeah, I've definitely had enough thrust on here. That's for sure. What's somewhat of a flat place? There we go. Got it parked. Still got half a tank of fuel. So that's good. I thought drills would knock these down. No? Oh, you have to drill the ground by it. Ooh, okay. Interesting. Alright, so we got a bunch of iron right over there. That's good news. So I don't necessarily want this to be armor cubes, but it gives me a good place. Something to build off of. So if I do that, and then I get a deck plate on top of it. There we go. Make a little 3x3 here. Keep forgetting I can click and drag. Nope, drag this way. There we go. Then also, can't I, is it control? How do I? Oh, you just look at something and it pastes it. Okay, I don't want to do that. I want to select something. I don't remember how to select something to paste. Rotation, no. Capture blueprint, no. Okay, well, anyway, I'll look into that. Alright, so we can then drag you across like that. There we go. So that'll be our 3x3. That'll be the start of something. And then I guess I could have an armor block under there, but I kind of wanted to go the pillar route. So let's get these pillars on the corners. Hopefully that will ground it, and I can weld up the rest of it. Oh, I want the area welder. I was watching the Q-Chatron using that thing. That is an awesome piece of kit. Alright, let's get rid of that guy. Cool, so since these go to the ground, then they can be the foundation. How many steel plate do I have anyway? I've still got 74. Excellent. We'll get a little 3x3 set up, and then I'm going to make a wind turbine tower. Get a battery down. Get a survival kit going. Also could just grind this ship down, but I'd rather take the hydrogen out of it and then do that. I kind of like the sun comes up that way. I like that. Let's get to some stars. Let's see. I want you to be right there. Takes a lot of steel plate. All right, that gets us up onto here. There's not much room here, but you know, small steps. And then we'll just stick a battery under here. It's one of those size. For now, I do need 4 electronic parts though. Don't know. One of these O2 H2 generators. Have that on there. I do like some of the design stuff I did on this ship. I just need to make it like bigger overall footprint. So you're a bunch of metal grids. You do not have it was electronic components, right? Yeah, electronic parts. I put some vent controllers on here. You have 1 electronic parts. You don't have any electronic parts. I'm gonna steal these solar panels off here. They've got electronic parts, but I want to use those for solar panels. I know I can build at least 2 solar panels. Possibly more. Yeah, these got electronic parts on them, so we'll just get rid of that. So I think I will grind down this ship. It's going to eventually turn into my base. I want to get a connector on and a tank and stuff built. We can suck the power and the hydrogen out of it. There we go. Now we got some power on the base. So then if I just stick a connector just here just to hook it up, that would work. But I do want to get a tank going. So let's do it'd be a number 6. And I need the junction, maybe? Do I want to do that? It's going to kind of mess up my vibe here, isn't it? Everything's temporary, right? Yeah. Let's do this. Where's my tank? Hydrogen tank. Yes. Let's put you... there. What do you need? A whole bunch of steel plates and some turbine blades. Okay. Well, ship, I know you don't need all 3 of these engines to move. So I'll take your steel plates. And then I think the O2H2 gens had turbine blades. So I don't need all 4 of those. We'll end up just moving those to the base eventually. So we're cannibalizing the ship to make a base. Alright, I need 6 more of those, huh? Don't have 6 more of those. So I have to get some assembler and stuff going. Lights sliding in there. Nice, this one fell out. Alright, it's not quite enough turbine blades. Fair enough. I don't remember which of the assembler thingies I needed. To make that, we need a... Nah, it wasn't an assembler. Gear forge? Nope. 3 is the refinery, fabricator, smelter. That's the one I was looking for. What do you take? You just take a little bit of stuff. No problem. Need some motors and some more electronic parts. Alright. Might have to just go get some iron. Use raw mode, because I don't have a ton left on here to pull from that has stuff I need. I've got tons of steel tubes and whatnot. It's going to eventually get more light, right? I want to make a power thing off over here at some point. Yeah, let's. I don't remember if I can make the turbine blades, but I can make the assembler with raw parts. I remember that much. So let me go get some iron. Got nickel over here as well. Nice. Pick up some nickel here, drilling through the rocks. Should have dropped off my inventory. That was dumb. Alright, switch to right click drill. Get ourselves some of this iron. We're gonna fill up pretty quick because I didn't empty out my inventory. Inventory full. Whee! Da, 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 da. Okay. Gonna be short silicon. No, we got everything there. Can I make turbine blades? Sure can. How many did I need? 6 more? No, just need 4 more. Alright, we have to put some stuff in you. What do you need? You need some nickel. I happen to have some nickel. There you go, I'll trade you. Alright, we'll slap that there. We can eventually move that as we get more resources. Not a big deal. And then we're going to switch you over to number 6. We'll put a junction block there, which we have plenty of stuff for. Then we'll just slap a connector on there. Like that, and we can dock the ship and get the power and the hydrogen out. We need construction components and electronic parts, or iron and silicon. All right. Silicon, I'm not sure we got anywhere around here. That's a boulder's just kind of balancing there. That's really weird. Maybe we should build a machine and mine that out. It's a long-term goal. Well, I know where there's more iron. What do you give me? Nothing. Just break. All right. Forgot to empty out my inventory again, didn't I? I will never learn. I even thought about it when I was building the smelter. And then I promptly forgot about it. Oh well, we'll get some more nickel and iron. Got a little bit of stone above us, which gives us nickel. Finally made it out of the desert. Now I need silicon. The irony is real. Indeed, inventory lady. It is full. Alright, I learned that the trick to getting out of these is just to go straight up, head first. It works much better. You just hold spacebar. Oops, don't use your hydrogen. Alright, now we just need silicon. And or... what are you looking for? Construction components, electronic parts, huh? Yeah, I don't think there is any of that up here. I think I've got pretty much all the construction components, but let's go have a little look-see. Are you antennas?
Inventory full.
Oh, dang it. Go empty your inventory, dummy. Seriously. Need to build some cargo on this, but for now we'll just use the ship. Dump that in there. Put that in there. Get yourself recharged. Yeah, so any of these lights we can grab for construction components. That will work. I dropped one of those somewhere. No, I didn't finish. Oh, these are just painted. It's a detailing cube, though. So any of the detailing cubes will be construction components. That works. You are just light armor. Oh, I saw construction components. It's okay, we can always use steel plates too. It's all just steel plate, right? Yeah. You were just steel plate. There's another light up here. They really need a balance pass on all these recipes because a lot of them just don't make any sense. Light takes 10 construction components. It's the same for like a connector. Seems kind of weird. Some more glass. So I don't think we can recycle. Like in Space Engineers 1, you could break it back down into ingots. Don't think you can do that in 2, but I guess I could take a look. I might be wrong. There's another light. It's another 10 construction components. Any more lights in here? Yep. Alright, we might actually have just about enough. No, we need electronic parts before it'll let me put that in. And that's where we need the silicon. Alright. There's iron that way. Let's go see if there's silicon over here. Iron. Iron. Oh, silicon. Found it. Where'd you go? Where's your... There it is. Found it. Look, I even have my inventory partially cleared out. Go downward. It's hard to drill down in the Space Engineers too, for some reason. Alright, I'm gonna switch to right-click drill. So I think I'm kind of not quite straight down. That's part of the problem. Let me down. I finally made it down to the silicon. Cut some of that digging out. Might as well grab a whole suit fill. Then I can get the ship moved over and we can start cannibalizing it for cargo containers and whatnot. We'll kind of start branching off from that main little base part I made. Want to have like an industrial zone and a habitation zone, that kind of thing going on. Give me all the silicon. Oh, we get some nickel now. There we go. We're gonna have about 5 tons of silicon. That'll help. All right. Now I just need to get out of here. Going up. Yeah, I was coming down at like an angle. See if I can get out of here. Just kind of hold W and spacebar and hope for the best. Sometimes spinning around helps, sometimes it doesn't. A little bit of a tight spot here. Let me through. There we go. All right, now can I make the thing? Thank you. I've made the thing. All right, let's throw the nickel in there, and then that, and then how much silicon can I get in there? A little bit. Cool. All right, well, for now, we're gonna throw all this stuff in there. We'll start moving it here in a second. Let's get you over onto this connector. We'll start ripping the ship apart. Ka-chunk. Alright, I'm going to turn off... Does that turn everything off? Does it just turn the ship off? Yeah, I think that just turns the ship off. Yeah, that's still working fine. Alright, cool. Hop back in here. I want to go to this guy's battery. Set you to empty. Take all the tanks, set them to empty. And they won't empty if the power's off? Is that what's going on? Ah, okay. No power means they won't empty. Got it. Alright, you are emptying into the base. Hatches and tanks are all empty. Awesome. Now we can start moving cargo. So how do I want to do that? I want this to be kind of like a landing. Like all this stuff is gonna move, but one thing I need to set up pretty quickly is power. So let's get some power going, and I think I will have. I have the catwalks. Do I have them on anything? No, I have those out here somewhere. Yeah, number 5 is all my like structural stuff. So I think I'm gonna have catwalks coming out here. You get rid of you. So yeah, 5 is that stuff. Let's come out about let's say like 6 of these. Then we'll have some kind of power setup over here. What do these take? Steel plates? All right. Really, before I do this, I should be doing other things, but we'll get it figured out. I need to get a cargo container set up, but let me get some power so our battery is at least charging. But it should be in pretty good shape since it is pulling off the ship. They don't charge very fast. Notice that. Got a steel plate already? Alright. Whoa! Okay. That happened. Come on. So this episode's all about grinding, apparently. Oops. Keep hitting V instead of C. Alright, is that going to be enough to get something welded up? If not, I'll grab some iron. Let's get you. You. Nope, we're still out. Alright. There, we'll keep that stuff actually. That's fine. Grab about 4 tons of the iron. Here we go, deck panel. And then there is some kind of scaffolding block. I don't think I have that on here. What's that called? Scaffolding? No. But there was like a blocky something or other. Maybe I'm thinking of Space Engineers 1. Oh, no, oh, it's called truss block. Ah, okay. Passage stuff. Window part. Oh, I need this guy. Let's do that. You have a large block variant. Perfect. And what are you made out of? Steel plate. Alright. You're in the wrong spot. Perfect. Well, let's just redo this. Alright, Mr. Truss Block. That's a lot of iron. Oh, they have different, Oh, I didn't even see that. Ah, one side is pass through. Got it. Actually, I don't want you. We're going to make that out of something else. It's a lot of... That might be too tall. Let's do that, and we'll see how I get along. Missed a little bit of welding there. Alright, let's get at least 2 steel plates in all of these. Then I'll probably end up branching off, but let's do a turbine on top. We only have one size of those. Alrighty. What do you need? You need stuff. Steel plate, electrical pole, construction component, motor. You need all kinds of things, don't you? Oh, I need to make a cargo container, don't I? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Trying to remember where everything is. Half a ton of iron and 100 of nickel. Wish we had building planner. Otherwise, 14 steel plates, 4 motors, a couple of construction components. Okay. Construction components we got. Steel plates we don't have. Put this back in the thingy. So I believe it is cheaper if you make it in the smelter. I haven't tested that, but it kind of makes sense. Then you have a reason to make it. Actually, that might be too many. I use up all my iron. I needed some motors. I don't think I have motors anywhere. Let's produce some of those. I don't remember how many motors I needed. Alright, now we have some actual storage on here. Perfect. I don't have the smelter hooked up to it yet, but that's fine. I can always just move the smelter. Let's do that. Didn't want it there anyway. Alright, we need to come over here to that, and you are a number 4? He said, questioningly. There we go. Now you can pull from our cargo and do the needful. Okay, what did I need for this bad boy? I need a bunch of iron plates, that much I know. We needed motors. Now I need a few more construction components. Bonk. Let's go to... I think that's the right cargo container. Let's hope so. It's the big one, so it should be the different one. Alright, now the ship is empty. Do I have construction components anywhere? Construction, I don't. Alright, let's make some of those. You can always use construction components. I know I needed something else, but I've already forgotten. 16 electronic parts and a whole bunch of steel plate. Steel plate we can get from the ship. That's not a problem. Electronic parts. What did I say? 16? We'll be out of silicon, aren't we? Nope. Oh, that was the total, not how much it required. Alright, now it's functional. We need 18 more steel plates. So we got battery power coming out of this guy. We got battery power coming from the wind turbine. We should get that battery in pretty good shape. I was having a lot of fun building this ship. Then I realized it was going to be really ugly. Oops. Oh, yeah, I need to get a survival kit down so I can recharge before I completely tear this thing apart. Yeah, these have got construction components all over the place. Oh yeah, I didn't pull the oxygen out of there, did I? So it wouldn't hurt to do that. Let's take a quick look. Do you have oxygen tank? You are full of oxygen. Should probably build an oxygen tank. It will have to move at some point, but I could build one. Let's see, is that number 7? There we go. Two turbine blades. Thank you very much. There we go. And then if I hop in here to recharge, I should be able to find that oxygen tank. Oxygen tank. Empty. There we go. And empty. Perfect. How's the old battery looking? You got 7% left in you. All right. Alrighty, so I think that will be power. That can be industrial, and then this will be some kind of residential, maybe? Kind of what I'm thinking. Here we go, that's full up. Need a bunch more steel plate, which we're going to get from grinding up the ship. So there's that. I can do that off camera. What do I got on me? Dump all that stuff in there. Yeah, we're pretty much running out of iron, but I can do a ton of grinding to get parts. Let me go ahead and lay out the residential. I think I want catwalks kind of going that way off the central hub as well. It's kind of the idea I had for this. Is that the same direction? Yeah. Oh yeah, you don't have steel plate on you, dummy. Plenty of steel tube. We're gonna run out of iron. We'll make as many steel plates as we can. Then we'll put one in. So I went out 2, 3, 4, 5. I went out 6 of those, didn't I? That's a lot. Oops. I want 5. There we go. That's 3, 4, 5, and 6. Is that too big? Yeah, I think that's gonna be too much. Let's do should we do a 3x3? Oops. This is welded enough that I can walk on it. For that reason right there. I do like the building system in Space Invaders 2. It's just taking some getting used to. We'll just kind of mock this up. I'm gonna have pipes coming out here because I want the survival kit to be piped up. Yeah, I don't know that 3x3 is gonna be enough. Might just do 3 and 5. Because I kind of want this to have walls and windows and stuff like that. I do a 7 wide. Oops. Nope. This direction. There you go. Add steel plates. I think that could be roomy enough. So I'm going to do a bunch of grinding. And next episode, we'll start fleshing out the base a lot more. I'll try to get this ship all ground down. Maybe some of that ground down. I might actually build a little grinder ship. I don't know if you want to see that on episode or not. It would be pretty tiny. It's a little atmosphere or something or other. But anywho, new base location. We got trees. What do you think about that? We got trees, folks. Something besides sand. I like it. That'll do it for this one, though. Thanks for hanging out, as always. And I'll catch you in the next episode. Take care. Let's get some trees in the thumbnail. Heck yeah.